Hello and welcome to this first edition of Throwdown. I'm Joshua Clater, Content Manager of PureMTGO.com, and I am going to take you through the eyes of the Black-Green Hexproof deck versus Chris Curse's Blue-Green Devotion deck. Here is match 1. Chris Curse is led off with a mulligan. I think our hand is pretty okay, so we'll keep it and hope for the best. We've got a 2-drop, we've got some removal. We just need to make sure that he doesn't get too devoted too quickly. That is about the best start he could get, and about the worst start we could hope for. We got our third land. It is another black source instead of a green source, but as the air raid sirens go off, he doesn't have too much pressure, and we're not seeing a Shrine to Nyx. I'm blocking the Voyaging Satyr here. Mute when the air raid sirens test. My dogs howl, and they needed to stop. Anyways, okay, the air raid siren should be done testing now, which is great. That attack saw me take 5 from the 2 emissaries and the mystic, but more importantly, it allowed me to trade a Witch Stalker for his Voyaging Satyr, which will allow me to keep his shrine in check. We'll go ahead and go with... We should have went with a Mutavault. I'm not going to attack. But I do have a very good Hero's Downfall target now. I'm kind of hoping he swings in with the emissaries, but he didn't. That World Eater will meet his end. And we're going to go ahead and swing this time, since I'm going to be able to either hold up regeneration mana or save our guy with a Witch Stalker. We're going to follow that up with a Reaper and pass the turn back to Chris. There's a Nykthos, which is not good for me. It's an Arbor Colossus though, so if we can get a 5th land, we are okay. Thoughtseize right now is a dead draw. Let's go ahead and go in with the Reaper, since we can give Death Touch, just in case he blocks with the Arbor. If he doesn't, we're okay. We can just cast another Reaper Ooh, that's not the kind of stuff that I like to see. He gets Monstrous X's 3. That is sadly going to kill off my Lotless Troll. But we get to scry twice. So we're going to be looking for a 5th land here. So we can put Vraska into play. Putrefy. Putrefy will be good enough. We'll keep that on top. We're going to take the 6 from the Arbor Colossus, since I don't have the mana to give Reaper Death Touch. And we are going to hold back, because I believe that is our best play right now. As we putrefy one of the guys and Death Touch the other. I'll go ahead and throw a Reaper there and a Reaper there. Nah, we won't block this one because we're gonna try to con him into spending his mana to Monstrosity to kill me. This one gets Death Touch. And the Arbor Colossus meets his end with a Putrefy. Let's get our Scry on. We'd really like to see a 5th land. Overgrown Tomb may not be the 5th land we want, but it's there. We'll get our Vraska. We're still going to keep that Tomb on top. And we may actually have a better play. We could cast Witchstalker and Thoughtseize to see if he's got something ridiculous in hand. Let's see if he's got something ridiculous in hand. That was not a good Thoughtseize. We will... If we pay the 2... We won't pay the 2. Going to 4 doesn't seem like the best play. He's got no attack for us. There's another Tomb. We won't pay the 2 life there. But we are going to use Vraska as a bit of removal. Let's destroy a Burning Tree Emissary. Let's cut down that green. We'll keep the Abrupt Decay on top. I do not want to let Voyaging Satyr get out of hand there. We'll keep the Abrupt Decay on top. And now we're going to cast a Witchstalker. And I believe the Reaper, we're at a nice comfortable 6 life. The Reaper's going to go ahead and attack. Reverend Hunter. I'm glad I kept that Abrupt Decay on top. Oh, that's going to be such a good one. We'll go ahead and get in with our Reaper again. The Charm next turn is going to set to wipe out his mana creatures. And I do believe he has drawn a Prime Speaker, but cannot really cast a Prime Speaker because he doesn't have the second blue mana. We're attacking with both guys. We'll keep Pack Rat on top. And we'll go ahead and +1 Vraska again. There's a possibility he has Cyclonic Rift, but Cyclonic Rift doesn't really bother me right now. He's not going to be able to overload it, as he doesn't have the mana for it right now. Throw this on down to the bottom. I should have activated the Mutavault and attacked with him as well. And we'll +1 Vraska again. Alright, that is the end of game 1. I pretty much got that game when he made the first attack with the Voyaging Satyr. If he had been able to take advantage of Satyr and Shrine to Nyx, I don't think I would have been able to stay in it. Alright, sideboarding. We know what he's got. We know he's got Bow. We know he's got Nylea. He's base green. The only blue creatures are Mistcutter Hydra. So I'm going to be bringing in Thoughtseize, Fade from Antiquity to deal with gods, Whip to get some life back, and Pithing Needle. Well, I don't think I need a Pithing Needle, so we'll go ahead and keep that out. I'm going to be sideboarding out our Deathrite Shamans. We're going to keep the Charms in because of his reliance on Elvish Mystics. So we're going to take out the Shamans. We're going to take out a Pack Rat. I think we're just going to go down to 1 Pack Rat. So this sideboard, I took out 2 Pack Rats, 3 Deathrite Shamans for 2 Fade into Antiquities, 2 Whip of Ereboses, and a 3rd Thoughtseize. I will be on the draw this game. This hand looks pretty keepable to me. We've got both colors of mana. We have a 2-drop. So we'll go ahead and see how this goes. We're missing removal. I kind of miss Ultimate Price in this deck. But Putrefy, I believe, will end up being the better overall choice. There's a Satyr. And I really want to keep this guy under control, so I want to remove Satyr as soon as I see him. I think Satyr is one of the more key cards in the deck. while we're at it, we'll cast a Lotleth Troll, since we'll have regeneration mana up. And there's a World Eater, which is not very good for me. There's an Abrupt Decay. So we'll go ahead and get rid of 2 Devotion. And we'll still be able to regenerate Lotleth Troll when that time comes. Arbor Colossus. We're looking at some big ones now. He's gonna have 5 mana off the Nykthos. So if he doesn't, let's assume he has another land in hand. Nykthos will give him 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think our Reaper is safe, so we'll go ahead and cast a Reaper here. We're really missing the targeted removal. I believe our Lotleth Troll is going to eat it this turn. And we're going to take a ton of damage. Oh. I believe our Reaper is going to eat it. No, our Reaper's not. Let's put this land on top here. That land doesn't really help, however, and I think we're dead on the board. But I am going to make him go through the motions of killing me. Overloaded Cyclonic Rift will do it. He didn't have to. I only had 2 blockers. I don't want to make any changes, so I'm going to keep the board as it is. I believe we're correct here. We just didn't really draw removal that game outside of the initial Abrupt Decay. We're game 3. I'm going to be playing first. This hand is acceptable. We've got a Putrefy, we've got a Dreadmangler, we've got Vraska, and we've got Whip. We're going to need to draw our 4th and 5th lands, though, if we hope to actually accomplish anything. We've got 2 pieces of removal now. There's a Witch Stalker of his own, which is going to make life hard, but I've got Whip, and we're going to see if we can offer the trade and gain me some life. Alright, trade has been offered. It has been accepted. There's a Voyaging Satyr. We're going to go ahead and run Reaper out. Unless he just has a super nuts turn, I don't see the potential damage that could happen. There's World Eater. We've got Putrefy for it. Let's scribe. We've got Golgari Charm on top. Let's move that to the bottom. Let's attack for 4. That puts us at a comfortable 25. Looks like I'm going to take some damage this turn. Cyclonic Rift on my whip. You know what? That's okay. I'll let that happen. Because we're going to Thought Seize him. See what he's got. Oh, is this another Cyclonic Rift? Okay, that's fine too. Not a big deal. We've got an answer to Nylea. We've kinda got an answer to Garruk. We've kinda got an answer to Arbor. But Garruk is the biggest threat, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of him. And we're going to run our Mangler out. If he casts Nylea, we have Fade into Antiquity. If he casts Arbor Colossus, we have Vraska. He's got Arbor Colossus. We need the 5th land. We got it. Sigh of relief. I cannot slam that Vraska down any quicker. No attacks. I want to keep her around. I believe Nylea is going to be the next play. Oh no. That is significantly worse. We're going to go ahead and make Reaper. We'll have Death Touch mana open. And I forgot to +1 the Vraska. I meant to do it, just forgot to do it. We know he's got Nylea left in hand. So God of the Hunt comes into play and gives all of the creatures trample. A Trampling Sylvan Caryatid. That's exciting. He's got no cards in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana is what we have open. So we'll go ahead and give Nylea the high top fade. She's exiled now. We'll +1 Vraska, so I don't forget it. And while we're at it, we will Abrupt Decay the Voyaging Satyr, just to keep things from getting nuts. Witch Stalker's on top. I don't like Witch Stalker there. We're going to put him on bottom. We've still got Death Touch with our Reaper. And we're going to go ahead and throw Reaper in front. And activate Death Touch. We'll keep that downfall on top. There's another Caryatid. And that's the problem, I think, with this black-green, or the black-blue, or the blue-green deck, is you are capable of some explosive starts, but if you lose your devotion and you're being forced to draw off the top of your library, it's not looking good for you. He does, however, finally have mana to cast Prime Speaker Bant. Prime Speaker Zagana. Prime Speaker Bant was a deck that had Prime Speaker Zagana in it. I'm a silly goose. Alright, what do we have in our graveyard? I know we've got a Reaper. We've got a Mangler. Let's go ahead and scavenge our Mangler. And we'll +1 Vraska again. The plant blocked, but I gained a ton of life. There's an Elvish Mystic. Alright, he decides to attack me for 2. Let's +1 Vraska. Let's play our Forest, and let's buy back, temporarily at least, our Reaper. That way we can get our Scry on. We'll throw that on the bottom, and while we have the ability to still scry, we'll keep him on top, although I don't think it matters much anymore. I've got a guy in size to rival Arbor Colossus. I've got Hero's Downfall in hand. And he is conceded from our first match. So, game 2 went pretty well for him because he was able to explode. Games 1 and 3, I was able to keep Devotion in check, and it worked out the way that I wanted it to. We're going to move on to our second match here in a second. But thank you very much for watching Throwdown on PureMTGO.com. I'm Joshua Clater, and we hope you enjoy the second match.